In this video, I'm going to show you how to configure or map a lens in CC Lab. I'm sure you're familiar with mapping lenses in other gear. It's basically the same process in CC Lab. We're just telling CC Lab exactly where the marks are on your focus, iris, and zoom. So let's go ahead and jump into it. First thing that's important is to make sure that you've already initialized the Phys motors. That'll calibrate them and knows where the hard stops are. I've already initialized my Phys motors, so I'm going to jump right in. Hamburger menu, settings, Phys. So these are all the lenses that you've already configured that you can activate at any time. We're going to add a new one. Shows up at the bottom. Just go right in and say edit that. We're going to rename this. This is Sigma 18 to 35. All right. Now we're going to start with the focus motor. And I'm basically just going to start at one end or the other. And you don't need to hold the enable switch for this. So I'm gonna start at the close end. All right, I'm in inches. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in turtle mode so I can get really precise here. All right, I'm right at 11 inches. So what I'm going to do, I'm just gonna punch in 11, make sure that's in inches. All right, so, and then I say add. So that will actually add that mark to my mapping. One note here, it is really important to know that you can't use multiple units within a mapping. So once you use inches or feet or meters, whatever, you got to stick with that one. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. 1 foot, that's 12 inches. So I'll punch that one in and add it. And then you just go through and you do all the marks. Okay, right here, I want to make a note about going to infinity. It's important to go all the way to the hard stop here, even if it's a little bit past your infinity mark. And what I'm going to do, you just give it a big number. I'm using 10,000 inches. It kind of just depends on what your last mark is. My last mark was 1,080 inches, so 10,000 is a high number, and that'll give it what it needs. So maybe just multiply by 10, roughly. Okay, so that is all it takes, just a couple minutes to go through every mark. I recommend doing every mark. Technically, you don't have to, and it'll still do a pretty good job, but if you want really sharp focus, it's a good idea to do all of them. And then you would just repeat the process for your other motors. So I could go through here and jump into zoom. Zoom's in millimeters. Now you'll see that Lab automatically switches the control over to zoom. So I'd put in 35 here, add that, and just go through the same way for each motor. So now we're ready. We've got it all mapped. We're going to go back. I'm just going to activate my new configuration, and we'll go back. And you can see right here below target, it shows that is active. So then let's just do a quick test on it. I'm down here at the bottom, it shows your focus, iris, and zoom values. So I'm going to hop into joint control mode by pushing that right button. And I'm just gonna do a little gut check and make sure that I'm right on. So I'm showing 20 feet here. And if you look at my focus value, it shows 240 inches, which is exactly 20 feet. So we are looking pretty good. Let's do one more. We'll do 5 feet, somewhere down here, closer to the bottom end of this. 5 feet, which is 60 inches, and you can see I'm spot on. So, and then you can go through again and do your iris and zoom the same way. A couple of notes. First off, if you're using an adapter or something between your camera and lens, that can cause an issue where the marks on your lens are no longer accurate. So what you need to do is you need to map it manually, and you can click on the link below to watch that video. And lastly, if you're using a probe lens, again, the process for that is a little bit different. Watch this other video.